Hi. So I'm not feeling well. Um I just got from I'm battling another respiratory infection. Um I had the respiratory I had like my first respiratory infection of the summer. That was a couple weeks ago. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. Also, I think it was like a week after that, I got a stomach bug, which wasn't great. And now I have another one. So I have another respiratory infection. This time seems to be worse and lasts longer. But we're powering through. We're trying to hang in there. But it's not stopping me from making a video because I have a lot to talk about. Um, it might be a short video because of my voice, but we'll see what we can do. I was convicted on Sunday. I went to church on Sunday, and I was convicted of something about just I've made a lot of mistakes this past year, and I made a lot of let's just say I did a lot of things, and things I'm not proud of, and I did it out of the immature parts of myself at the time. Um, but it just when at church they went over a verse. I read it to you. It's from the Apostle Paul. It says, "I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do I do not do, but what I hate to do. And if I do what I sorry, this is really funny to read. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but is sin living in me." So he says, "For I know that good itself does not dwell in me, that is, in my sinful nature." So basically saying, and this is someone that is very well respected in the Bible, and basically wrote most or the majority of the New Testament, and I find it very interesting that he's so vulnerable about that the part of himself that actually um, wants to do something good, but then the other part of himself that is just struggling to live up to that. And I find it very, very, I guess, inspiring that he does that. This is coming from Apostle Paul. For people that don't know that, just a important guy that wrote part of the Bible. So I find it very, I don't know the words. I find it very, inspiring that he is that vulnerable to the people he's writing to, which includes us. And it's something that I want to live up to. I want to be able to get to a place where I'm able to own my mistakes and be okay with admitting that, yeah, I'm not actually everything that I want to be, or I'm not, I'm actually very ashamed of the mistakes that I made. But his approach is yeah, I do a lot of stuff I don't want to do, but that those mistakes don't define me. So I think those two goals for myself is to become more open about the mistakes I make, and number two, not allowing those mistakes to define who I am. Because yes, our nature, according to Paul, our inherent nature is that we do bad things. We, do bad things. But he doesn't stay there. He says that doesn't define him. And I find it so awesome. And it's something that I want to aspire to. Um, me like get more of it. So yeah, it says he doesn't understand. He says, I do not understand what I do. And I relate to that so much because half the time I don't know what I do when I'm doing something. Um, I haven't like shared much of this, but I think I have in a few podcasts. But I struggle a lot with cursing and just kind of being impulsive with my anger, not really thinking it through. And I think for the longest time I really didn't understand like what am I doing. I'm like, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm hurting this person. I'm not making myself look good. But yeah, like underneath all that, I don't understand what I'm doing. And I think that's so important when we try to understand ourselves better. Excuse me. I'm so sick. The road to understanding yourself can sometimes be a bit sobering and sometimes painful, but once we take that approach, the Paul's approach, then we don't have to live as if our mistakes define us. Instead, we can allow ourselves to grow from those mistakes and understand our own humanity, that it's okay to be in that place of not wanting to do something, sinful or bad, and then actually part of yourself thinks it's a good idea to do it. I feel like we don't talk about those aspects of our humanity enough because we're ashamed to share that. But I'm just gonna start talking about it because yeah, I don't want to be ashamed of it. I want to be honest. And I think that's where it starts. And I'm so glad Paul wrote that so that none of us feel alone with our struggle. But that's all I have to say. I need to clean up my room, and I need to get over this cold. I have been having this cold since I think Sunday, and I went to urgent care on Sunday because I didn't know what the heck was going on with my body. I was getting like back-to-back infections, and I think for me it's a signal that I haven't been taking care of myself very well, but I'm gonna get better at doing that. So yeah. Anyway, bye. Hope you enjoy the video.